All right, still going. I'm going to do a few problems on this one. We'll see how far I can get. So the first step on number 5 is we're going to see that they both have an x in common. Now, every time we've done an x to the fourth, I end up substituting it and blah, blah, blah. But here, you take out an x first. You're left with x to the third minus 27, all equal to 0. So then, now I'm going to leave that x there, and then this is a difference of 2 cubes. I don't have the formula here, but I'm sure you have it in your notes. So this came from x to the third, and this came from 3 to the third. That's where those are coming from. So a is x, and my b is 3. So this would be x, let's go signs. What signs go there? So it would be the same, opposite, then positive. So same, opposite, positive. Okay, so I have an x minus 3. This is a squared right there, so it'd be x squared. This is ab, so it's 3x. And this is b squared, so it'd be 9, because 3 squared goes right there. Okay, completely factored, can't do anything more. So now I have 1, 2, 3 things I have to set equal to 0 and get solutions. So I'm going to start by setting x equal to 0. Well, there's one solution. Can't forget about that one. X minus 3 is equal to 0 means I add 3 to both sides. I get x equals 3. 2 solutions of the 4. Don't forget, however many, whatever degree it is, that's how many solutions you get, real and imaginary. Then, here, I'm going to take this and use the quadratic formula with it. So this is the opposite of 3, plus or minus, big square root. I would have 3 squared minus 4 times 1 times 9. And that's all over 2 times 1. This is negative 3 plus or minus square root 9 minus 36. And that's all over 2. So this is negative 3 plus or minus square root of negative 27 over 2. Almost there. Got to simplify this. So that's the same thing as the square root of 9 times negative 1 times 3. So this would be negative 3 plus or minus 3, because the square root of 9 is 3. The square root of negative 1 is I, and the square root of 3 is 3, or root 3 over 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 solutions there. These are imaginary. Those are real and rational, but that's okay. All right, so there's 1, 2, oh, yeah, 3, 4. Now, on the next one, the first issue there is it's not set equal to 0, so we'd have to add 1 to both sides. That's what they do there, and that's how we get this. Okay, then you have to factor it. All right, then you set each of them equal to 0. That one and that one. This one you get negative 1/2. It's okay to get a fraction here. On the other one here, the second one, that's A, that's B, and that's C. So it's going to be the opposite of, using the quadratic formula here, the opposite of negative 2 plus or minus big square root, negative 2 squared, minus 4 times 1. This is all over 2 times 4. All right? So simplifying, I have 2 now, because the opposite of negative 2 is 2. I get 4 minus 16 in there. Gross. 4 minus 16. And that's still all over 8. So this would be 2 plus or minus the square root of, that'd be negative 12 over 8. And negative 12 breaks down into 4 times negative 1 times 3, which is 2i root 3. So you have 2 plus or minus 2i root 3 over 8. But, happy Valentine's Day coming up. A little heart there. My final answers are going to be 1 plus or minus I root 3 all over 4. Because when you divide this 2, that 2, and that 8 by 2, you get this. That's how you get it simplified. All right, so there's that. Here's the other work that I've shown, which I think is great. Sorry, that was my alarm. I have one more. I think I can fit one more on here. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. I like it. So, first thing you do is you add 28x squared to both and 21 to both sides. So I would get 7x to the fourth plus 28x squared plus 21 equals 0. Then there's a 7. They all have a 7 in common. So I'm going to factor that out. I get x to the 4th plus 4x squared plus 3. That's equal to 0. So then, I'm going to factor this. Now don't forget, I'm going to treat this just like an x method problem. What two numbers multiply to 3 and add up to 4? That's 3 and 1. So I'd have x plus 3 and x plus 1. The only problem is I got to get that 4th. So I'm going to put a 2 here and a 2 there. Now, unfortunately, we can't factor either of those anymore. So we have to set each of those equal to 0. Now, I haven't talked about the 7. The 7 doesn't matter to us anymore. Two reasons. One, if I divided both sides by 7, it would just go away. The other reason is, if I set 7 equal to 0, does that make sense? No. So we don't get solutions from there. We'll get solutions from this and this. So x squared plus 3 equals 0. I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. X squared equals negative 3. Take the square root of both sides. My first two solutions are going to be x is equal to plus or minus I root 3. Then, my other solution, I get x squared plus 1 equals 0. Subtract 1 from both sides. X squared equals negative 1. Square root both sides. You guys know what the square root of negative 1 is? Hopefully you know it's I. So 1, 2, 3, 4 solutions there because we have a positive and a negative. Can I do one more? No, I don't feel like it.